Hi everyone, happy Thursday. Hope you're enjoying or getting ready to enjoy your lunch. So our week continues where we've talked about getting rid of the negative thoughts and the lies that you're telling yourself. We've talked about using the delete. We've talked about taking baby steps or literally flipping the switch. So under that same vein of following up from either the light switch or the baby steps, remember baby steps is getting the crap out between now and Sunday. It is not permission for you to eat off plan like this is your last 4 days of enjoyment. That's not what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. So if you're thinking of that, you're missing the message. But to go to our next step, I think it's really important once a week for you to recognize, and you can do this different ways, for you to recognize, yay, I did it. I made it through another week. When I think back through when I went into prep for my bodybuilding competitions, the very first prep that I went on was 22 weeks. Y'all, that's like almost half a year. And by the time I was done with the second show, I had prepped for a little more than a half year. And when I say prepped, I mean on plan 100%. There were no missteps. There were no mistakes. There was no, oops, I had a margarita. Oops, I had chips. It was like blinders went on and I did it. And so when I went through that process, there was something that I did every 2 weeks that assisted me to stay on plan. This was a time when I wasn't weighing myself. Crazy, right? I didn't weigh myself until probably 6 weeks out from my first show. And so I had this period of every 2 weeks I would take measurements. And so every 2 weeks I was seeing the measurements go down. And that's all that I needed to focus on. I was focusing on my food and my measurements, and that was it. But here's my point. When I think about what made me successful then, one, I knew I couldn't screw it up because I was getting on stage. But number two, I think this is really important. I think it's really important that once a week, and it doesn't have to be weigh-in day. In fact, I think it shouldn't be weigh-in day. I think once a week you need to acknowledge, yay, I did it. I made it through the week. For me, right now, that's Fridays. Every Friday, I take progress pictures. For me, it's not that when I get to Friday, i.e. tomorrow, and I'm like, yay, I did it, will I go off plan? That's not it. It's not like a celebration like I did it for a week, now I can have an off-plan meal. No. But I think some way you've got to figure out to recognize, and it should not be on weigh-in day, yay, I did it. And whether that is as silly as taking a piece of paper or a sticky note and putting it up on your bathroom mirror and just doing like a check mark, a number one, keep doing those little sticks till you get to like 5 weeks, whatever it is for you. But I think one day a week outside of weigh-in day, you've got to step back and celebrate you. Yay, I was on plan, or yay, I was on plan and my water, or yes, I was on plan with my water and my workouts. Whatever it is for you, it can be as simple, but I think you need to get it out of your head and have it as a visual. We've talked about this before. Visuals are so strong. When you're tracking something outside, like don't just keep it all up on your head. When you're actually tracking something and looking and interacting with a piece of paper. So I want you to think about this today. What can you do outside of weigh-in day to have that moment where you're like, I did it. I got another week under my belt. You've got to figure that out. And whether that is doing your progress pictures once a week, every Friday, and sending them to your weigh-in coach or sending them to me, whether it's literally just taking a sticky note and putting it up on your mirror so you can put another click that you've done another week. Because when you see those weeks adding up, you're like, wow, why would I break it now? Why would I break it now? So think about that today. How are you going to, outside of weigh-in day, celebrate you visually? Either pictures or a piece of paper that you can interact with, or doing measurements once a week. It's really up to you. I caution you with the measurements thing because if you do that once a week, technically you'll see a good measurement change within a 2-week span. You'll see very, very, very tiny little change, and I don't want you to get discouraged, but really think about either doing progress pictures every Friday, send them to me, send them to your weigh-in coach, or doing something as simple as that sticky note so you can start putting those little hash marks up. But it has to be a way of celebrating you, like, I did it. I did it. I don't know why Friday is magic for me. It just is. It's just that day where I'm like, I made it through the week. I was on plan. I got my workouts in, but figure that out today. It's going to help you if you continue to visually see that you're making progress, to visually have a record of account that, wow, I've been this many weeks on plan. That's pretty damn cool. Think about it, guys. Bye.